Any cultural shock that you felt like it's quite different in Dubai?
Apart from the normal etiquettes, like people cross the road on red light, they do not really jump
Okay.
onto the roads.
So are the locals friendly there? They allowed you
Yes,
to like they invite you to play cricket with us? Like it's okay, it's fine.
yeah, making
One can do
friends
that.
is easier.
So since it's near to home, can we bring our parents there? Like it's quite
Yes,
easy
yes.
to have visa from them.
Yes, so I have actually run analysis from countries to countries, and I've found that it's actually very easy.
Any specific skill or anything else? What if Dubai employers are looking for anything? If you have something in mind, like they are looking specifically for these things.
Well,
Hi everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So most of the Indian nowadays wants to go to Dubai. So to help us with this thing, I have asked my friend Vaishali Goyal. She's living in Dubai and working in one of the big five firms there in Dubai. So let's ask her how she moved to Dubai, how she find a job there, how she's having a living there. So thank you so much, Vaishali, for accepting my request for this podcast. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Ishan. Thanks for inviting me to this conversation. I'm super glad that you invited me to this conversation. I'm glad to be here. And well, as you said, I have definitely been somebody who kept on studying for the professional exams all day and then eventually decided to pack her bags in a suitcase and moved to Dubai. Little did I know what to expect from this journey and what's going to happen. So, yes, today I'm here to share all the goods and the bads and things that usually people leave out about my experiences while I'm here to help you guys out.
Yeah, yeah. So let's start with a very basic question. Uh, how to find a job in Dubai? Like, uh, if if it is a working professional or if it is a finance student, a graduated from college, like everybody just who wants to move out of their country, and just look for the things or the right strategy to find a job in Dubai. So, what will be the right way to find a job in Dubai, Vaishali?
Well, I would say that, as I said, there could be two parts to it, and the first one will also always be that you stay in India and then you draft a strategy for yourself that you give yourself a time that okay, I am going to devote a month or 2 months time into finding the perfect job that is there for me. I would network through LinkedIn. I would use other platforms like Naukri.gov, Curve Talent, Bait.com. All these platforms coming together can help you actually land a good job. And whatever that I'm sharing right now just specifically limits to consulting because getting a job in consulting is a little easier than getting a job into any other domain or specifically into industries because the skills that you have as a CA specifically are highly transferable to the environments of consulting, the big 10 firms, the big 5 firms, and the big fours, as we like to say usually. So, targeting a job into consulting is a little easier. You network via LinkedIn, you apply to jobs via LinkedIn, you talk to people via LinkedIn, and that could eventually help you secure a job. And if that doesn't work, then probably giving yourself a timeline of a week or two to come into Dubai and then hand out your CVs personally to company, people to people, and attending those networking events could also be a solution to your problem.
Yeah. So, like I'm also just trying to summarize it what you have said. So few years ago, I was also like was just thinking to move to Dubai, and I have asked my friend like Dasan, like how should I also come to Dubai, and what will be the right way to have a job in Dubai? And Dasan said, "Ki Ishan, aa jao, and then just find a job there." And you are just saying like there are two categories. If I have to summarize, if you are a finance student or just a graduated from college, so just go to Dubai, have various printouts of your CV, talk to people, network, and submit your CVs. And you're saying if someone is a working professional already working in corporate, then one should try from the various platforms that you have mentioned, and just submit your CV, and you can just get the job from India itself. You don't have to move to Dubai. But if you're a fresher or just graduated from college, you have to go to Dubai and search in that way. Don't spend time searching here in India. Okay. And one thing I would like to hear, uh, Vishali, one of my friend, like she was also working with me in KPMG, and she was working in Dubai segment. I'm not recommending this to everyone. So how she get her job in Dubai? Like, she was working with one client from Dubai, and eventually her client is gonna liking her work and just tell her, like, if you can just shift to Dubai. And eventually KPMG was also okay with that, and she also get her job in Dubai in that way. Okay, so these are different ways to get a job in Dubai. But one thing, like you have mentioned, references works better there. But how to find a reference, Vaishali? Like, if someone is just graduated from college, one might not have that much connections. How to find a reference there, or if that works like
Uh,
prominently?
Probably, I would say, yeah. So for that, I would say that me myself, I did not have any reference to begin with, and most people will not have those references. The best way to do this is, of course, by attending those networking events through LinkedIn. But honestly, in reality, these things are just cliche tactics to help you with, but not often do they result into a greater output or they actually help you land a job. So I would say target via LinkedIn first. Try reaching out to like senior managers, partners of like big four firms or big 10 firms. And if you're targeting industries, try reaching out to the CFOs or like senior people of your own domain. If you are from tech, probably then senior people from that domain. So any domain that you belong to, you just try reaching out to the senior people because these are people that are often not that frequently reached out. We always try to reach out to people who belong to this trajectory as us, same career pedestal as we are. So those people are not really the best people that we should be reaching out to because they do not necessarily have a lot of oversight onto what's happening, and probably they're overwhelmed also to help you out. Is to reach out to the senior people, senior managers, senior partners, CFOs, finance directors, or anybody who has the oversight of the hiring processes, if they say that okay, maybe consider this person, it could eventually weigh out for yourself, and it could eventually help you get a job or something. But like for example, if you send 10 requests to people, 10 connection requests, probably one would accept your request, and
Yeah,
probably they would, if not referral, they could guide you. Like maybe,
right.
for example, this once happened with me that I connected to a partner, and then they told me that okay, this is our HR partner, probably speak to them. And
Mm,
then that HR partner did not reply to me. Then I came back to that partner and said that probably they are very busy, they must be receiving many connection requests, and hence they haven't accepted mine or they haven't seen mine. Could you please maybe probably route my CV through them? And then they eventually accepted it, though it did not really work out into getting a job. But still, people are willing to help if you pro- process it or plate it in a nicer manner. So it would eventually turn around, I would say.
nice, nice. Okay, so one can network in that sense to the people, and eventually they will gonna
Mhm.
get that network. I
Mhm.
also get to know about, like, there are various dynamics about working in Big Four, Big Five, Big Ten, and the
Mhm.
industry. Like, industry is quite different. If you can also guide, like, what is happening there.
Well, honestly, in industries, it's just the referral game is so on point that you can't really get in without a referral. So,
Uh,
as I said, like targeting consulting is better. And if you want to eventually move into industry, maybe gain certain experience into UAE so that you better
mhm.
understand the nuances of that particular industry wherever you would want to see yourself in the next 1 year, 2 years. So, start with consulting, spend 6 months, 1 year in here and understand everything. And then it will be easier for you to target industries because you would know your clients, you would know many people here. You could, when you are here and getting a salary, networking becomes easier as compared to when you excruciate all your savings and pack your bags and come here, and then the pressure is too much as what would be there when you have a salary for yourself. So probably come here, do consulting for 6 8 months, and then meanwhile keep exploring for your eventual career path, that is industry. Because otherwise, from sitting in India, getting an industry is sheer luck. it hadn't worked for me, at least that's what I would like to say. Maybe it would have worked out for other people, like your friend
Mm-hmm.
herself,
Mm-hmm.
but that's also, not the case for everybody. You can't really contemplate that a client would give you a job. Maybe she was exceptional, maybe she did a great job, so
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
she could achieve that milestone,
Mm-hmm.
but it gets really tough. And then there are
Right.
certain independence, ethical, and integrity issues connected to it. So a safe way would be a better choice, even though it would include a lot more hard work than other things. So industry is a tough nut to crack probably, but it's not that impossible, and there's always a way to go about it.
I understand. So you are saying if someone is just graduated finance student or a CA
Hmm.
or or from any other field, they should first try to get the work from Big Four, Big Ten, and the similar
Hmm.
firms instead
Hmm.
moving into industry. Just go to Dubai. It's bit easier to get the job in Big Four, Big Ten, and then eventually once you will be having some UAE experience, after that you can try to move to industry instead of directly trying
True.
into industry. Just get a consulting
Yeah.
experience first. Okay.
Yeah.
लाइक वैशाली हर किसी के दिमाग में क्या चलता है, लाइक मैं भी ऐसे ही सोचता हूँ कि ठीक है दुबई में जॉब मिल गई, ओके, सैलरी कितना होगा, तो
Right.
खर्चा क्या होगा, पैसे कितने बचेंगे, सो what salary one can expect as a fresher, as a working professional, like what will be the average salary, I would say.
I would say it highly depends on to firm and firm to firm and industry to industry, company to company, because few companies have more appetite to provide you more, and then there are smaller firms, the mediocre firms who are not that great into paying. But probably as a fresher in a big 5 to 10 environment, you could expect somewhere around 8 to 10,000, 10,000 being a realistic one. If you have somewhere an experience of 3 to 4 years, you can expect your salary to be around 13, 14, or 15,000, and it would probably grow in that range. Maybe you're a manager's candidate, a managerial candidate, you can expect somewhere around 18 to 20,000. And then if you probably go to a big four managerial candidate, you could even expect 25,000. So that the graph is goes like that somewhere.
Hmm. So let's talk about the fresher who is just
Mhm.
graduated from college and just moving to Dubai. So can we just say like the 10,000 dirhams would be the right example, right average salary? Can
Yeah.
we say that for
True,
a
8 to 10,000 they can expect. If they are just a bachelor's graduate, I'm not so sure if they would
Mhm,
be
mhm.
able to get that much, because Big Fours usually do not hire a bachelor graduate.
Bachelor's? Yeah. So you are
Yeah,
saying
so you
someone
have to
who has
have
a
some professional
professional
degree.
degree. So someone who has a
Yes, so
professional
if you are a
degree,
CA fresher,
yeah, we can take that as CA fresher. Or if someone is graduate, we can say that the salary would be little bit lesser. So for a
yes,
professional, we can say, can I say that like 10,000 dirhams would be the right rate?
yes.
Okay, okay. And for the bachelors, if I maybe just I'm just reducing it, it can be 8,000, 7 to 8,000. Then in that case, so
True, true.
yeah. So what would be the cost of living there, Vishali? Like if someone is just moving to Dubai, bachelor, and what would be the average cost of living for a single person there, or
Well,
for a
the
couple, or
major.
for a couple as well?
Mhm.
So yeah.
Let's probably start by a single person, because somebody who's earning 10,000, I'm assuming they might not be a couple as yet, because that's a fresher salary that we're discussing. And
Right.
if you are a single person like you and me, the major part of your expense would first be rent. That is the biggest chunk of your money. That's where it's going to go.
Hmm.
And if you were to rent a studio apartment for yourself, it could anywhere range between 4 to 5,000 if it's nearby your office. And if you take it a little farther away, then it could also come in 3,500 to 4,000 dirhams. Most people who are freshers here usually do not take studio apartments, but there is this concept of, you probably take like a PG sort of a system, wherein you take a room into a bigger
Sharing.
house where there like a 4 BHK, and you
Yeah.
share it with four other people. So that could cost you a little lesser, and that's even, I believe, that's also better when you have people around you to talk to. You
Yeah.
do not
Yeah.
really feel that lonely, and in a studio apartment it's just you and yourself and the wall and the walls. But considering if you were to rent a studio apartment, it will cost you around 4 to 5,000. Then another 500 to 800 on the utilities, like electricity, water, gas, and stuffs like that. Then another 1,000 would be on the groceries, anything that you purchase, right from fruit to daily things. And if your office is a little farther, then you would be spending somewhere around 400 to 500 on the metro and travel. For me, my office is just like a 10 minutes walk, so I don't get to spend onto that. So maybe choose your home wisely, which is nearer to your office, so that
Yes.
you get to
Yes.
save onto that money. And then if you have to go out, maybe probably in few days, then another 500 600. So you can say it would come around, if 4,000 is your rent, it would come around 7,000, nearly the
Okay.
expenditure.
So if we talk in Indian rupees, 10,000 dirhams is 2.5 lakh. Like I believe it's roughly 24, 25, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
it's
25, so it's
yeah,
2.5 lakh.
5 lakh per month or
Yes.
30 lakhs per annum. And you're saying
Mhm.
8,000 is the expenditure if someone is living comfortably, having a studio apartment.
Yes,
So that person can save, I believe, 2,000 dirhams and it will gonna be around
which is
50k,
50,000.
50k. So one can only
Yes,
save 6
yes.
lakh per annum if we're gonna say about saving wise.
But
And
yes, but even if we compare it with Indian salaries of a fresher, that range around 8 to 9 lakhs, hardly
yeah,
that
yeah.
metro
So
cities
in
like
yeah,
Delhi. So they are probably saving better in Dubai
yeah.
even
So they can
after.
save their 1 year salary, what they are getting in
True,
India. Yeah.
true,
So
true.
if someone is on budget, living in a sharing, so then I can I say the expense would be around 6,000 dirhams, and
Yes, yes.
so they can
6,000
probably
at
say
max,
4,000
a
dirhams, and
lakh
it
rupee.
will gonna be a lakh rupees. And okay, so they can
Yeah,
save more than a 1 year salary in Dubai.
true, true.
Yeah, yeah. What will be any other thing, Vaishali? Do you think like if someone is moving to Dubai and they should be aware of before moving to Dubai? Like if you have when you move to Dubai and sometimes ऐसा होता है ना कि हम घर पे बैठे ही सोच रहे हैं कि ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा but when you go there and the reality is quite different, like the things are quite different. So any things that you feel uh, one should be aware of before moving to Dubai.
Oh, well, there's just not one thing. There are many which I myself got to know after coming here.
Hmm.
The first thing is these guys take rent in bulk. They don't expect you to pay rent monthly. So either it will
Oh,
be like one check, two check, at max. If you just tell them that I don't have money, they would be like, okay, four checks. So you have to, at the worst, pay 3 months of your rent together at one go.
uh,
So when you
do
come
they
here, you
take
have
security
to.
as well separately? The way.
So yeah, so yes.
Uh,
So it is like you have to pay for your commission, or that is 5 to 7% of your entire yearly rent, which is
mhm.
again, if your rent is 4,000, then it would be around 2,500 the commission, and then they would take the same amount or a little more than that as security deposit, which would come around 3,000 rupees, not rupees, but dirhams. Yeah, so it would be 3,000 dirhams. You can never take India out of me. So
Yeah.
3,000 dirhams for security deposit, 2,500 to 2,000 to 2,500 dirhams for commission. Then they would take at worst 3 months rent from you, which is 12,000 if we are being on a lower end that you get a studio on 4,000. So that's 12,000 plus 3,000, 15,000 plus another 2,500, which is 17,500. Then onto this, they will take maintenance from you, which will again be 1,000 or 1,500 dirhams. So it will come around 20,000 dirhams, which is 5 lakh rupees. So that came as
Ah,
such a big shock for me when I moved here. So companies usually provide you the accommodation for 10 days, 15 days. And in that time, so basically you have to get a document that is called Emirates ID in order to secure any rental apartment to live here. So that is
okay.
exactly like, probably you can call it as Aadhaar card that we have in India. So when you rent an apartment, you have to have your Aadhaar card in order to, do the documentation. People here are really strict about documentation and do the verification that you're a legitimate and right person and you're not going to do anything illegal or unlawful. So
Mm-hmm.
the in my case, my Emirates ID came after 20 25 days, and my accommodation also finished in 10 to 15 days. So you have to have really thought about this, that okay, if I do not get an apartment because of funds issue, because of documentation issue, or anything that exists in the planet, I have to have ready with a week's or 2 weeks accommodation on my own, which is again whole shit of expensive. Like Dubai is an expensive city. For me, probably the war played its role and things were cheaper somehow. But yes, usually it's expensive, and then you have to arrange money, which is roughly around 5-6 lakhs that you have to pay to the broker directly.
Yeah,
Then this, all this that I'm talking about is for an unfinished apartment, which means you have to furnish it as well. You have
yeah.
to buy those things, and even if you're buying second-hand furnitures, that's going to cost you around 1,500 to 2,000 dirhams. Again, like basic stuff, the bed, the almirah, the gas,
Mm-hmm.
and like things like that. That's again going to cost you 1,500 to 2,000 dirhams for the furniture. If you take an apartment which is furnished, that's whole sort of expensive. Then the rent would go like barely up, like it would be 6,000 dirhams, 5,000 to 6,000 dirhams. So that's not very viable. Plus, the security deposits here are for everything. Electricity, you have to pay a security deposit. And that's not small like 100 or 200, it's 2,000 dirhams. The security deposit that you pay for electricity, which is 50,000 rupees. So after setting up 5 lakh rupees, you then pay for electricity deposit, which is 50,000, without which you do not have electricity in your house. And that's also going to take 2-3 days. Then there's gas deposit, which is 1,000 dirhams or 700 dirhams. So there are a whole lot of expenses that you need to account for before coming here, and they are not going to come very handy to you. So you have to
Yeah.
have a savings of 8 lakhs roughly to
Uh,
survive. Your salary is also
so
going to come at the end of the month, right?
right,
So
right.
there's only a month's money to
I
survive
can
as
I
well.
can hear all of your complaints and can see these people have fetched a lot of money from you. So that's okay. That's okay. So you are eventually suggesting, like, if someone is a fresher, do not go to a studio apartment, do not live alone, go to the sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this will gonna help you save a lot of money, I would say, because this
Maybe a
is
year
quite a
later,
lot of
take the
expense.
studio apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't take it just straight away. And you're suggesting one should have a 8 lakh rupees somehow
As a
to
backup
move
for
into
sure.
as a backup. Like on a safer side, we can say that it's 10 lakh rupees one should have
Yeah, that's on the
in.
higher side, yes.
Okay, okay. Like if we are just saying comfortably, like if someone
That's
is
on the higher
moving
side.
and they are
7
not
lakhs
getting
would
it,
work.
if they are not getting any job, and I believe there should
Yeah,
be there
then
should
you
be a
would.
buffer to it. Yeah, like
Yes,
yourself,
yes.
you got a job and then you're saying it's 8 lakh rupees. But if someone is just moving
Mhm.
and just thinking like they will gonna get a job, so then there should be some another
Having a 10 lakh
buffer. Yes,
some
yeah,
buffer for it.
yeah.
Yes.
That's quite costly. I didn't think that earlier. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so how is life so far in Dubai? Like apart from all of the expenditure you have done, how is life so far, Vaishali?
Well, it's nice. I would say like mostly here, all of our Indians, and you do not really feel like you're actually very away from home. So
Mm-hmm.
you get food easily. You have many Indian joints, and I also live in Karama, which is like the Indian hub, like people call it mini India. So you
Okay.
get your own food very easily. There are almost everywhere similar kind of food available, similar kind of communities available. So it's kind of familiar. I wouldn't say it's actually like moving into abroad and you do not see people like you here. So that's not the case. It's familiar, it's nice, though cultural shocks are always there, right? Because that people have different way of operating, people have different way of talking and everything, and you usually get accustomed to it after some time, but it's nice.
Okay. Any cultural shock that you felt like it's quite different in Dubai?
Apart from the normal etiquettes, like people cross the road on red light, they do not really jump
Okay.
onto the roads.
I believe they charge
Yeah.
some fine if we do that, right?
Yeah, luckily I haven't
Yeah.
charged any fine as
Right.
yet,
Right.
but I have seen people being fined.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And
Somehow I
that's
know that thing. Yeah. So
yeah.
how is the work culture there? Work life balance, culture in the office. Like in I believe in India, like we were in the same office. Like so, it's quite happy here. Like we can talk to
It's quite
other people.
comfortable.
Yes, yes. How is life there in office? Work culture, work life balance.
You
So
struck the chord.
will gonna people enjoy
Yeah.
like जब हम इंडिया बैठ के सोच रहे हैं oh हबीबी I'll go to Dubai. So will it gonna happen there in office?
ओ बॉय ऐसा तो नहीं सोच के आना प्लीज कि
Okay,
बहुत मजे आने
okay.
वाले हैं, बहुत काम कराएंगे ये लोग तुमसे। तुम सिर्फ काम ही करते रहोगे। तो
Okay.
ये तो मत सच कहना कि मैं तो दुबई जा रहा हूँ या जा रही हूँ तो बहुत मौज करूंगा, घूमने जाऊंगा, कुछ नहीं होगा ऐसा। तुम रात को भी ऑफिस ही बैठे रहोगे, तुम संडे को भी
Oh.
ऑफिस ही बैठे रहोगे। तो तुम काम ही करते रहोगे। Work life balance, it's more like an India practice, the way we expect the core India practice to function. That's how Dubai also functions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep up with the grind. It's a lot of pressure, lots of work. But I would say if you are a fresher, if irrespective of wherever you are in India, you are in any other country, you have to work. If you are a little bit experienced, maybe you've spent 5 years of your life grinding, then you do not really want this much pressure. So if you are a fresher, go up with it, just bear with it and deal with it. That's how you're going to learn and make progress in your life. But if you do have some pressure, then sorry, if you do have some experience, then it gets a little bit tricky to keep up with this environment until unless you love work, that which I don't.
I see. I understand as well. So one should have to give at least 2 years to be settled in Dubai. Can I say that? Like to have a good
1 year should be
package,
fine. One and a half
1 year
years should. Yeah,
is fine.
yeah. One and
Okay.
a half years is fine.
Okay. Being an experienced person, since you were moving to Dubai, why not other country, Vaishali? Why Dubai? Any
Well,
specific
uh,
preferences?
Well, I wouldn't say that there's a specific preference because considering the job market, it is actually very tough to crack any country. I wouldn't say that, okay, I found Dubai the best and that's why I'm here. But of course, Dubai has its own pros and cons altogether. But
Hmm.
it is about where you can see yourself, like yourself positioned the best. So, Dubai, comparatively, I found it was a little easier than others, or I would like to say I got lucky. That's it. If maybe I would have tried somewhere else, I would have gotten lucky there as well. But I tried here, I got lucky, and I'm here. So there were multiple factors to choosing Dubai. It's of course nearer to house. It is safer as a woman for you to be here. You do not feel that much of uncertainty regarding your life as that you have in India. It's safer, it's nearer to your house, the work environment is better. You have, of course, access to more challenges. It's definitely out of your comfort zone. You do not just uh, get used to of a life that, okay, I have a very comfortable 9 to 5 job like we had in KPMG,
Yes.
which we
Yeah.
really took for granted, I would say.
Yes, we enjoyed a lot, I would say. But that's
Yeah, we
okay.
had a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
Yeah, so
nice.
those
It's
are
nice.
a few
Good memories, I would
things
say.
that I consider.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
So since it's near to home, can we bring our parents there? Like it's quite
Yes,
easy
yes.
to have visa from them.
Yes, so as compared to other countries, like somebody who really wants for her parents to live here with her with me, so I have actually run analysis from countries to countries, and I found that it's actually very easy to like ask your parents to come here. You can get a 2 year visa, which is a dependent visa for both of your parents, mom and dad. And though it is costly, I wouldn't say it's not that costly, but it is going to cost you around 16,000 dirhams for 2 years, the visa
Okay.
cost. So, which is 4 lakh rupees. But
Yeah.
as compared to any other country, at least you have an option to bring your parents for 2 years. If you compare it with UK, you can probably bring your parents for 6 months, and then
Yeah.
uh, there's a period where you can't really call them back again for some time. I'm not sure of the
Mm-hmm.
timelines, but
Mm-hmm.
here that actually is a possibility. And since it's a very expat friendly country, and the economy is kind of based on expats, I would say, so they are very friendly and open to such accommodations, like people bringing in their parents and things like that. So while it is costly, but it for sure is a way. And when you get settled here, you start earning better, and that becomes just part of your usual expenses. And 16,000 spread about 2 years is actually not that big of a money compared monthly.
Yeah.
So initially
Yeah.
it would be a lot of expense, but a year or two later it would be easy.
So, but you can have your loved ones theirs eventually. It's
True.
comparatively
Right.
easier than other countries, like
Yes.
especially in UK. Is
And
there
you
any
get to keep them
specific?
for a
Yeah,
stretch of 2 years. You get to keep them for a stretch of 2 years, which
two
is
years.
more
So,
than usual.
is there
Yeah.
any gap after that? Is there any gap after that?
No, no,
Like
no. You
any
can
qualification?
renew it. You
Okay,
can
you
renew
just
it.
have to pay again 16,000 dirhams
Yes.
or any amended amount, and you can still have your parents
Yes.
there. Okay.
Yes.
Any specific skill or anything else? What if Dubai employers are looking for anything? If you have something in mind, like they are looking specifically for these things.
Great technical skills, of course,
Okay.
because but most Indian CAs do have good technical skills to them, and so they it would be easy for them. Communication is, of course, another thing because it's very client heavy of an environment wherein you get to speak to the clients every day, and it's very closely encompassed into the environments, everyday environments. So communication and having a strong personality and being able to confidently navigate daily life challenges could be one thing. And
Mm-hmm.
needless to say, it's not just into our profession, but communication and client handling skills and navigating situations comes in handy for every profession, I would say. So that's one skill that you should definitely cultivate. And of course, networking. That's going to help you leaps and bounds. So that's also one
Mm-hmm.
thing.
So it applies to all of the professions. Technical
Yes.
skill, communication, how to navigate day-to-day challenges. Okay.
Mhm.
So these are the
And
major
network.
things. And networking, right? And how to network there? That's the tough question. That's the tough question. Sorry, I know that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's okay. I can still answer. But networking also always has one simple rule that you maintain good touch with people, even if it's your own managers, even if it's like your clients, or even people you meet in daily day to day life. For example, I probably
Hmm.
you go out to play tennis, right? And then there you see people, like talk to them, get to know
Yeah,
about their professions. That's how you network. It's not
right.
necessarily always about paying certain fee and attending an event, but it is always about little things, right? You go and play cricket, and then you see that okay, there are five people who are from five different categories of life, and that's how you keep in touch. That's how
Yeah,
you network with people and make real bonds that actually last
right.
you more than the four walls of office.
So are the locals friendly there? They allowed you
Yes.
to, like, they invite you to play cricket with us? Like it's okay? It's
Yeah,
fine?
making
One can
friends
do that?
is easier. Making friends is easier. I would say there are a little lesser of North Indians, but more of South Indians. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, for North Indians, it could be a little tough because South Indian community is in a little majority. But at the end of the day, all of us are Indians, and we are friendly people by nature. So we kind
Yes.
of are warmer and nicer. In office, it could get a little tough because people are really focused onto working and productivity and efficiency. So it might not be the best place to hang out and chill and laugh, but yes, apart from that, you could probably network a lot more. Like, people are very friendly, you can go out, play with them. You can and there are these multiple apps of there's this thing called I'm forgetting the name of the app, but it organizes events, dinners, and debates or similar things where you can, so they would organize debates and they would call CFOs or important people from certain company, and then they would invite 5 to 10 candidates who would pay the
Mhm.
fees and then be a part of that debate. And there would be multiple people as an audience to that debate, and you could get an opportunity to directly speak to your future employer. That's how I take it. That you are just part of a
Ah,
debate. You're having your Saturday evening, but uh, the person who is judging or having the oversight of it is the CFO of some big company. So you never know.
mhm.
Even if you are not targeting any job, it's always nice to talk to people. And like for me, I myself love to talk to people. I love talking a lot. I love networking a lot, meeting new people. So that's always a good to have, if not must.
Yeah. Is language a issue there, Vaishali?
Um, English is widely spoken here. People also know Hindi, but
Mm-hmm.
only North Indians would know Hindi because South Indians usually do not are not really that familiar with Hindi. So English is widely
Yeah,
spoken, so
yeah,
you shouldn't have any challenges. Even people who speak Arabic are nicer and sweeter, so
yeah,
they would always know English, so that's not a problem.
yeah. So most probably, most of the South Indians will be speaking in Telugu, Tamil, and Kannada, and you might not be understanding it. I'm gonna
Ille.
complain to my yeah. So I'm gonna complain to my South Indian friends. Why you are not talking to North Indian people, man? You are having a
They're nice
community there.
people.
You are having a community there, and you are not helping us. That's not right. Okay.
No, but they're nice people. Even one of my friends, like, who has become here a friend of me, is also South
Hmm.
Indian, and I'll be adopting his accent. I'll be like three.
Three. Okay. Nice. Nice. Anything, Vaishali, that you think I should have asked from you about Dubai and I have missed that? Anything that you feel one should be aware about Dubai, do this, that should be the first step, or anything, anything, any guidance? Who is just one person who is just dreaming to go to Dubai and just excited to go to Dubai? So, anything you want to share?
Well, we have covered most of the things, right, from finances to how life is going to be and everything, every conventional step that we should take. We have covered all of that. But I would say personally, it's going to be a roller coaster of journey because of the work pressure. I would say it is going to take a toll on you on multiple days. So before coming here, you would always imagine that okay, it's a country outside India, and there might not be that much of a pressure, or could be you might be aware also that this is what is going to come forward for you. But in all these while just constantly reminding yourself that okay, this is maybe a part of the parcel of this journey, and this phase would end, and then you would end up into maintaining a greater work life balance and maintaining a better life standard of life also. So reminding yourself constantly would help you go through that phase, because I myself also get very low sometimes that I
Mm-hmm.
had a very comfortable life and a very comfortable job, and why would I bring myself into this constant race into hi-fi? Yeah. So probably your finances are ticked, your job life is ticked, but keeping yourself grounded and constantly reminding yourself that this is for greater good would also help you out. And it's a tough journey, would say.
That's nice. Yeah, we were definitely having a very good life in KPMG, Netherlands. Why we left that? Even I don't know. But that's okay. That's okay. That's
You
life.
always have to come out of the comfort zone. You
Yes,
have to
yes. So
explore.
yeah, it's been a long time there. So that's okay.
Mhm.
Vishali, sometime I give this advice to myself. Like, suppose if someday I'm just thinking, oh, I should move to UK or should have a job there. So, and even I give this advice to my friends as well. Don't go directly there. Let's go for a tourist visa, do some traveling there, and then you should think like whether should you should move there or not. And even someone is saying to me, oh bhai, I think I want to open a restaurant. So I just told them, पहले कार्ड लगा के देखो, like let's do the small thing and after that do the bigger thing. Do you also think, if like most of the people are excited to move to Dubai, do you also think one should come to come on a tourist visa to Dubai, just see how is Dubai, what is Dubai, the basic life there, and after that make the decision whether they want to move to Dubai or not? Are you with me on
Yes,
this?
yes, for sure. Because, for example, if I were to, like, I was also looking for jobs in Australia, and at that point, I was thinking that probably I should go there and see if everything would be in my favor. Like, of course, not everything will be in your favor every time, but it should be that much in your favor that you should be able to survive. So, if you have
Hmm.
that much money and you can, of course, afford a trip and go out, so it would always be a nice idea to look from the lens of will do I see myself living here, do I see myself a part of this race, or even just irrespective of how your profession is, what your profession is, do I just see myself living here whole soul for the next 5-10 years, or maybe the entire life? So that would always be a great option to do
Yeah,
beforehand, before
right.
deciding on to come here.
Yeah,
Yes,
just do little bit of traveling, invest a little bit amount of money
yes,
before
in any
investing
way.
a lot of
Yeah,
money. Yeah, so it really helps. Okay.
yes.
So this podcast, I believe, is not only about Dubai, it's about you as well. So apart from your job, what are you doing nowadays, Vaishali? How is life so far? And I know, like, you have got a very rare and unique voice. Like I always felt that, like you have a very nice voice. So how is life there? Anything you are doing nowadays?
Currently not as much, because like a month or two ago, I brought my mom here, so I was exploring the city with her. I took her to places wherein, like most touristy things that all of us do. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing fancy as to, like, I'm not usually attending anything as such here, but yes, those debates, those events, I am fond of speaking, I'm fond of talking to people, and you already know that I am also working as a professional mentor to, help people, young people, understand what do they need in life and how should they approach life. So I always like to go to those events in order to upscale myself while I'm not actually actively addressing any audience. So that's one part of it. And yes, thanks for complimenting my voice.
Yeah, yeah, right. So being a friend, I believe we really have a very nice time at KPMG, and we definitely enjoyed that period. And now you moved to Dubai. So definitely missing you a little bit, but so proud of you. Like you are living in a different country and working in a big 10 firm or big 5 firm and having a decent living there. And you brought your mom there as well. So that's very nice. And I know I took a lot of time of yours due to these network issues, audio issues. So yeah, so thank you for bearing with me and really appreciate your time and great insight over Dubai. I believe if someone is really looking to move to Dubai, this podcast will gonna help them for sure. So thank you so much, Vaishali. Really appreciate it.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much, Ashan. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.